This is Cedar Bayou. This is the consummate ending of one of the most wonderful stories by some very conservation-oriented people along the Texas Gulf Coast. You can see in the background, that is the waves from the Gulf of Mexico lapping right up against the opening to Cedar Bayou. On this week's show, it's a great fishing story that you're going to want to hear. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
This is Seadrift, Texas. It's a little slice of southern Americana located just a little bit south and east of Victoria, Texas. It's got a post office, a couple of restaurants, a couple of motels, and not much else except for some spectacular speckled trout and redfish action. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about the dramatic impact that the opening of Cedar Bayou has had on this entire bay system, and we'll be joined by Captain Nathan Bebout. He guides here every day and knows these bays like the back of his hand. It's going to be a lot of fun fishing for trout and redfish, and we're going to do it for the very first time out of the all-new, first ever Mako Pro Skiff 21. This is 21 feet of the most incredible shallow water fishing boat action that you've ever seen. It's got the AIV hull. It's the advanced inverted V hull that sheds water away from the boat and away from passengers in a way that I have never seen before. It's loaded with all kinds of features, and we're going to be talking about that much more as the 2016 season Fox Sports Outdoors rolls along. We're going to be joined by Captain Bebout. A little bit later, we'll have all of your weekly fishing reports from your local area with our expert team of insider reporters. Right now, here's your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are forecasting the top game fish action of the Memorial Day weekend to occur on Saturday, with the best times starting at 4:32 a.m. and 4:58 p.m. Look for the sun to rise at 6:21 and set at 8:28. And the moon will be 59% illuminated. Stay with us for freshwater and coastal fishing updates from around the region. Plus, crappie expert Wali joins us to answer your Ask the Pro question. We'll be right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics, find, navigate, dominate.
You got him?
Got him.
Is it a trout?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, decent trout. I got him. All right. There's what we came to do right there. We ran off and forgot our net in the truck this morning, so we had to go borrow a landing net from a guide buddy of Nathan's, but we made it out, and we're out in a lake right now, just off San Antonio Bay. This is Captain Nathan Bebout. Hey, welcome to the craft, man. Ahoy, matey. And the first thing that happened here, kind of mid-morning, is he jumped a pretty good trout right there. And look, that trout ate that bait completely inside his mouth right there. Nathan, that's just a good, solid trout. You catch a lot of quality trout like this here, and some huge ones as well.
We do, and this here is pretty typical for this time of year.
It is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, in order to keep, how big do they have to be? 15 inches?
15-inch minimum.
Which
yes,
this
sir.
would be well
yes,
over
sir.
that.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And you can keep 5 per day, only one of which can be over 25 inches.
Yes, sir.
So that's just a good, solid keeper trout right there, just to give you some idea of what a beautiful San Antonio Bay trout looks like. We've got the Mako out here. Let me give you the quick story about Cedar Bayou. San Antonio Bay, Mesquite, the top end of Aransas, all these bays along here for many, many years were fishing hotspots because they were connected to the Gulf by Cedar Bayou, which was a pass that goes right out to the Gulf where saltwater could influx in and out of this bay system. Well, back about, 12 or 15 years ago, that thing silted in, closed off, and this entire bay system back here got nearly dead. and some very conservation-oriented people with the Gulf Coast Conservation Association and several other organizations banded together, and they dredged that channel back out back in 2014. All that did was allowed the free flow of water to come back and forth in this whole bay system, and it's changed everything. And now the fishing is fantastic in all of these bays again. So that gives you the quick story of what happened here at Cedar Bayou. And we showed you what that channel looks like right at the beginning of the show. We're gonna put this trout back. Gorgeous. Wow, he's ready to go.
Ready to go.
You measured him back there while I was talking. How big was he?
It's about 22 inches.
Captain Nathan Beebout and I are going to keep on fishing grass flats and see what else we can catch around here, either a redfish or a good speckled trout like that. Right now, time for you to get fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas report, this week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Located on the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet, make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come by and see why here it's always about the food, the view, and the music. And I'll tell you what, salt water is incredibly hot right now. Whether you're out in the Gulf Stream or whether you're in the backwaters, it's on fire right now. If you're out there in the Gulf Stream, I'll tell you what, you need to make sure you get a cedar plug out in your spread. The blackfin tuna right now between North and South Carolina are incredibly stacked up on what little bait you can find out there in the Gulf Stream. The cedar plug mimics those flying fish. Make sure you get one out in your spread. Also in the near shore side of things, the flounder bite continues to be incredible. Whether you're in the creeks in the backwaters or if you're on the reef right now, the flounder are there. This full moon that we've just had is only going to make it better. You're going to start to see them stacking up. Make sure you fish in those areas out there where you wouldn't think about it, but 20 to 40 foot of water, live bottoms or reefs, and spend time directly over the structure. A jig head or a Carolina rig with some good live bait right now will land you a flounder of the year. This has been your Carolinas report brought to you by Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Got him. Oh, that's a good pull. That's a good pull.
Good fish.
Golly, stop, stop. Hold on, 12-pound Strand Original. That's got to be a red. That cannot be a trout. He's strip and drag like crazy on my reel.
Right on the edge of that dirty strip, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nathan, while I'm fighting this fish, talk to me a little bit about why you're looking for the dirty water.
What it does, that dirty water concentrates bait. That the bait loves to hide in that dirtier water. Being in the clearer water, that bait can really see, the predator fish can really see the bait. They concentrate into that dirty water and they're harder to spot, they're harder to find.
We got him. All right.
Gorgeous.
There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful San Antonio Bay Cedar Bayou redfish right there. All right, look for the dirty spots. And that's where the bait is going to be. That's where the fish are going to be, both trout and redfish. We'll get this fish unhooked and released. Here we go. I got to lay all the way down. Oh, there he went. Okay, that's a good fight, and that's a lot of fun right here at San Antonio Bay. We'll give you Nathan Beebout's contact information here in just a little bit, but right now, time for more fishing and lake reports.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-friendly beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville. Well, great spring weather continues along the southeast coast, and there's been mild east winds, and that's pushed a lot of weeds into that southeast Georgia area. There's been some really good fishing off St. Simon's Island for dolphin, up to 25 pounds. They're not all that far offshore. It's still a 25 or 30 mile run, but if you can get those east winds to stack those weeds up, the fishing there has just been great. Shark fishing in Georgia along the shrimp trawlers continues good. These are big fish, lots of 100-pounders caught, lots of fun. They jump like crazy. Bull red drum is starting to show up around the inlets of southeast Georgia. Some of these bulls are going to 40 or 50 pounds. The St. Mary's River Inlet has been the best bet there. Over in Alabama, I was talking to Captain Kevin Olmstead at a Fairhope. He's doing very well in Mobile Bay on trout in 4 to 8 feet of water. He's catching them around the gas rigs and the marked reefs there in Mobile Bay. Over in Mississippi, Gulfport Harbor continues to give up good trout. Some of these fish are 3 to 4 pounds. You want falling tides early in the morning or late afternoon near rocks. Offshore Mississippi blackfin tuna and amberjacks continue to do real well around the oil rigs and the wrecks, starting at about 85 feet of water. Well, that's it for the southeast coast. Get out on the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
This week's Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi freshwater fishing report is brought to you by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish and a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. We're now near the end of May, but it's not too late for some crappie action on northwest Mississippi's Archibutla Lake. This 30,000 acre reservoir on the Coldwater River is at its highest water levels of the year. The place to find the fish is in the upper lake around flooded vegetation and 3 to 4 feet of water. A good tactic for covering that water and finding those crappie is to slow troll a live minnow along the outer edge of the weeds. Also, there's some crappie out on the ends of long points, and they'll be following bait fish there. Now, you don't catch numbers here, but you can catch some real slabs. On Georgia's Lake Sinclair, the largemouth bass are feeding heavily after the spawn. Lures to be throwing are topwater plugs and spinner baits, and you want to concentrate on the water around docks and grass beds. In Alabama, the crappie have left the banks on Gainesville Lake on the Tom Bigby River, and they're now out around the cypress trees in 6 to 8 feet of water. You want to be fishing jigs slowly around those trees, and this lake can produce fish up to 1.5 pounds each.
Got one?
Got one.
What is that? That's a red.
Flounder, good flounder.
Flounder?
Good flounder.
All right, here's what I'm talking about. Let's catch us a big old flounder, why don't we? Look at that bad boy. Man.
Nice flounder. I'm gonna have to get the pliers on that
Yeah,
one.
he's got a big old mouthful of soft plastic bait right there, but there's your big old flounderooski.
Okay.
Hold him up there, show those folks
Good
what a
flounder.
good old San Antonio Mesquite Bay flounder looks like. All right,
Good one
man,
there.
we've caught reds, we've caught nice sized speckled trout. You can catch a flounder. Gee whiz, it's just
These little softine baits, they do it all.
amazing. Well, I'll tell you, it's just made such a difference. Cedar Bayou opens, 1.5 years later, all the fish are back in here. It's just an amazing, amazing story. Now that is going to be hard to throw back.
It is going to be.
That's going to break my heart and yours both, but back he goes.
Yes, sir.
We're turning him loose today.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
Got him?
Got him. Good fish. Running to the back.
It's a trout? Oh yeah, let me get the net. All right, look at this. Just got her right up here. Got it. All right, look at this trout.
Good one.
Yeah.
Nice trout.
Oh man, 5 me on that big daddy. Look at the fat belly and the size of this trout. Good grief.
Let's try to get a handle on her here.
Yeah,
She's a good one.
It's gonna take us just a minute to get this thing under control here. All right, look at the belly on this trout. Now this is a spawning female trout, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
so we're gonna let's before we hurt this fish, I want to ask you a couple of
Okay.
questions about where this fish was and why
Okay.
this fish was biting.
You want to go ahead and let her go first?
Yep. We're gonna tail that fish and let her get her bearings. Back and forth she goes. And there she goes, right back down. All right, away she swims. Nathan, we're fishing grass, but there's some subtleties to this. You're fishing these holes or these pockets in the
Sand
grass. Tell us
pockets.
about this.
Just little variances in the grass, just little bare spots where these trout lay up in the edge of those sand pockets and they wait for bait to come shimmering across and they ambush them. They are ambush predators.
And you said that these trout will start spawning at about 70 degrees and spawn how long?
They'll spawn 6 or 7 times throughout the course of the year.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
So we'll have spawning trout literally right through the summer months.
Yes, sir.
All right, time to get you some fishing and lake reports.
You know, one of the most common problems with outboard engines is ethanol buildup in your fuel lines and within the engine system. The best product on the market that I've found for that is the Safeguard ethanol treatment by Lucas Oil Products. It's specially developed with anti-corrosive properties that will clean your fuel system throughout your motor, through your fuel lines into your fuel tank. Just add a bottle to every 25 gallons. You can't over-treat it. It is cheap insurance. Check it out at lucasoil.com, Safeguard ethanol treatment. Guys, this week, I'm gonna tell you what fishing's like in Tennessee, Kentucky, and I'm gonna tell you that you wanna be here. It's really, really good. The bass have primarily spawned. There's still some shallow fish. The water temperatures are still pretty cool, but throughout the Tennessee and Kentucky region, most of the bass are in the post-spawn mode. They're garden fry, which makes them real easy to catch, and a lot of them have started to move out towards offshore habitat. So your crankbaits, your Texas rig worms, jigs, things of that nature are really good right now. Let's talk crappie fishing for a minute. The crappie have also spawned and started to move out. People are catching them right now pulling crankbaits. If you've never tried it, give it a try. It's super easy. Throw you out some line, go 1.7 to 1.9 miles per hour, and just troll deep edges, drop-offs. Just watch your map card on your GPS. Guys, it's good right now. It's gonna get better. The weather's gonna stabilize as we get through spring and summer gets here. The hotter it is, the better they bite. We'd love to see you on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
Got it.
Good one? Yeah, pretty good. You grab the net
Decent.
for you.
I got him. I already got him. All
Got
right. We're gonna clean the lens right quick, so hang on. There we go, we're clean, and there's the bait out. And there's just a good, fat, healthy keeper, but we're not keeping him today, so see you, buddy, and away he goes. This is a rod and reel, a combo that I'm using by Luz. I'll show it to you in the Academy Right Stuff at the end of the show, but it's a really cool combo and perfect for what I'm doing on these trout today. The other thing is I want to give you Nathan Bebout's contact information. If you'd like to book a guide trip, come down here to San Antonio Bay, you'll come to Cedar, a couple of motels, a couple of places to stay right there, and you can book Nathan. He'll bring you out, put you on these fish, and teach you to wade fish, which is the most exciting way to catch these trout and redfish. And before we get out of here, I wanted to show you just a little video clip of our cameraman, Monty Lewis, catching a really nice sized redfish. You know the fishing is pretty good when even the cameraman gets to pick up a rod, do a little fishing, and catches a really nice red. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button, and see lots of how-to and product videos by clicking the how-to button. Also, stay up to date with the latest fishing news, videos, and photos by clicking the follow button on our Twitter feed. And get lots of that same info by clicking the like button on our Facebook page. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Excite AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro segment, where viewers get expert insights from professional anglers. This week's question comes from Danny, who asks, what is the best action and length of spinning rod for shooting lures under docks to catch crappie? For the answer, we checked with Mr. Crappie, Wali Marshall.
If you like to shoot docks, you must have a good heart. I'm telling you, the #1 rod is the Wali Marshall Pro Series rods by Luz. Brand new for 2016. It's got a split grip cork handle, but the power, the fast tip. And I know everybody talks about, oh, I need a 4'6", I need a 5'6", I need a 5-footer, something short. You can't get distance. You gotta have that 7-foot rod. I can get 65 foot on an 80-foot boat slip, no problem. And skipping's unbelievable. But when you're getting up tight on the dock with a short rod, you're spooking fish, because a lot of fish sometimes are right out on the edge. I can set back off those docks 25 to 30 feet and let her rip. The 7-foot Wali Marshall by Luz.
Thanks, Wally. If you have something to ask one of the pros, simply visit us online at foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time to give away a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
Hey, it's time right now for this week's winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest. She is Crystal Martin from Evans, Georgia, showing a 14-pound striper she caught in the Savannah River in Georgia. If you would like to be our next winner, all you have to do is go back to the front page of our website and click on the Costa Catch of the Week box. Follow the directions there to send us your photo. You can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles at their website by clicking on the Costa logo. You can see all of the great frames and lenses, including the brand new frame style that I was wearing on this week's episode. It's called Raphael. On the Academy Right Stuff, I'd like to show you the rod and reel that I used to catch most of these trout and redfish. This is the Luz American Hero Combo. It's a factory matched bait cast, speed spool reel, and the American Hero speed stick rod, perfectly balanced, perfectly matched, and does a great job for this style of fishing for both redfish and trout. You can find this combo already rigged up at your local retailer. And let me show you a few of the baits that we use to catch these fish today. Beginning at the top, that's a topwater bait. It's the cigar style or dog walking topwater across the tops of these grass beds. The middle bait is a suspending soft plastic bait. It looks like a little crankbait, but it suspends about a foot under the surface of the water. You twitch it back and forth. And below that is a little soft plastic swim bait on a lead jig head. There's a jogging trail behind my house, and it's got a pond near it, stocked with bass and brim and catfish. And every afternoon after school, I see the neighborhood middle school boys out there fishing. They're not inside playing video games. They're not staring at the screen of their mobile device. They're not texting or Facebooking. They are outside and they are fishing. Kind of reminds me of me when I was 10 or 15 years old, catching crawfish, fishing in the creek, riding my bike, and having a great time. I believe that you and I absolutely have a responsibility to the coming generation to expose them to the great sport that's provided so much enjoyment for you and for me for a lifetime. If you have kids or grandkids, get them outside, get them fishing, and let them get started in this fun sport that they can do for an entire lifetime. I hope you enjoyed our trip today to beautiful Cedar, Texas, and San Antonio Bay and the surrounding bay system. If you'd like to book a guide trip with Captain Nathan Bebout, you can do that at the information you see one more time right there on your screen. And be sure to check out the brand new, the all-new Mako Pro Skiff 21. It's the most incredible shallow water boat I've ever fished out of. Check it out at your Mako dealer or online at the Mako website. South Texas, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.